Welcome to The Diner here on West Central's Best Radio and the Today's Country 105.7 YouTube channel. I'm your host, Micah Pickering. We've got a great show lined up for you today, but first I want to remind you that you can listen live to Today's Country 105.7 by downloading our smartphone app. Just search for KVVP in your app store of choice, and you can listen 24/7 to West Central's best music, news, sports, and more. Now let's pull into the diner. The doors are swinging wide open to the diner, and my first guest today is from Castor Cemetery. We're talking about the Castor Cemetery Homecoming. It's going to be a big event coming up on August 2nd. I've got Miss Brenda Bealer. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and thank you so much for letting me be on. We just want everybody that might be interested in coming to our homecoming to know all the details.
All right. Well, it says here on the little subheading, celebrating 159 years of God's faithfulness. 159 years, that's a lot of history.
Well, we think so. We're kind of proud. We're one of the oldest cemeteries. The oldest cemetery that we know of, he was buried in 1865, and he was a Confederate veteran. But it was, I think, actually before it was a cemetery. Somebody told me, well, back then people just buried people around their house.
Right.
The military records show that he was buried in 1865, and then the cemetery itself was incorporated in 1866. But the oldest known, or the oldest monument with documentation on it, was a little 4-year-old boy, Nowood Turner, and he was buried in 1872.
Wow. So we go way, way back to the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't realize there's that much history just kicking around here.
Well, I guess I come from a historical family, at least people interested in history. And that's one reason we got involved in this homecoming, because you do have to know your history, your own family history. Maybe it's the most important of all, because that's who made you.
Yes, indeed. It's where you come from and a good guide to where you may be going. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Castor Cemetery Homecoming, August 2nd. At 10 a.m., Castor Baptist Church, 2057 Slakel Road in Leesville. Bring your favorite covered dish and join everybody for some food, fun, and fellowship. Now, we've got some pretty cool special guests that are going to be there at the homecoming. Well, the first one, special guest speaker, is going to be local author Kurt Isles.
Oh, I assume that everybody loves Kurt Isles, because I do. His books are so good. They're so inspiring. And I know his first one was Stories on the Creek Bank.
Yep, the Creek Bank.
It just made you think you were on. We have a little creek behind our house, so it just makes me think of sitting on that creek. And the earliest memories I have going fishing with my grandparents, because everybody used to go fishing. My daddy told me all about where he and his family went fishing when he was growing up. And I remember people that know where Highway 28 is. It has the Castor Bridge on it, and because the creek kind of passes through there. And I can remember when I was real little, and we would all go as a family down to the creek bank, and they would catch fish and I would eat. So
and that's good eating.
Yeah, everybody likes that. So his first one was Stories on the Creek Bank, and he's written 14 books by now.
Yes, he has.
The last one that's coming out now is Where Do You Come From? And I think that just always catches my imagination, because my grandmother would ask me anytime I mentioned somebody's name, well, where do they come from?
Yeah.
And who are their grandparents? And so he has in that book, and it's like Stories from the Creek Bank. Every story kind of stands alone, but they're so inspirational, and it just makes you want to be a better person, I think.
Yes, indeed. Especially, I'm glad you had mentioned that, because that's what the saying is you're not really from somewhere unless your grandparents are from there. So you want to know where just a couple generations back.
That's the way it is in Vernon Parish for those of us that have been around a long time.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's not just going to be a special guest speaker. That's a big deal in general, bringing Kurt Isles in. We're also going to have music there from Kenny Pollard.
Kenny Pollard. Yeah, Kenny Pollard. He graduated in a very important year from Leesville High School. It was 1967.
All right.
That was my class, so I know Kenny from way back. But he is a talented musician, and I never really knew how he got started. So when I asked him for this, he said, or at least my daughter-in-law talked to him, because she did our Facebook page. And he said his family just taught him. His family was always, somebody was singing or playing or picking or something. And so from when he was real little, he picked up the guitar and he liked playing it. And I knew he had done that. He was very active in First Baptist Church of Leesville, and he was now active in East Leesville Baptist Church, and he's been, he just plays all over.
Yes, indeed. Kenny plays all over at a lot of local events and abroad as well. But we've had him here in the studio, too. I believe we still have that video up on Facebook. But we had him here in the studio playing a little bit. So it's always good to support, talent. And, he's just a really good guy, too.
And he just won now. I hope I say this right, the Country Music Award, our local Country Music Award that has the big red record that he got. Yes. I was thinking that might have been why y'all had him on. I don't know.
Oh, yes. It's been a little while. I was just got a reminder on Facebook about that he had played. So once again, folks, if you're just joining us, Castor Cemetery is having a homecoming celebrating 159 years of God's faithfulness. It is going down at Castor Baptist Church, 2057 Slagle Road at 10 a.m. on August 2nd. Man, July is just grinding down.
I know. Grinded is a good word.
Yeah.
I've never helped this much with a homecoming before, and there are a few things you have to do.
Yes, indeed. A lot of prep work, a lot of hard work, but I bet it's a labor of love.
Well, it is. I never actually was a member of Castor Cemetery, but there are 4 generations of my family buried out there, and 3 more I hope that are planning to be. So we don't know how that will all go, but it's a nice place, and it has a lot of history. In fact, my grandfather was one of the, he had a Sunday school in an old log house that was around there, and then they started the church with the Baptist Association. But I mentioned my Facebook page, and I wanted to go back to that because my daughter-in-law has Amanda's Designs, or Designs by Amanda, and so she helped me because I'm not particularly strong in technology, but she is. So we are Castor Cemetery Homecoming. That's the Facebook page.
All right. Well, hey, check it out on Facebook.
Castor Cemetery Association.
Yes,
and it has a lot of the history. I mean, it has a lot about the event. We're going to have to decide which direction we go in once the homecoming's over.
All right. Well, hey, that could be a good way to stay connected year-round. Share some little tidbits and historical things. But definitely, folks, go on to Castor Cemetery Association on Facebook. That's where you can find out about the event that is rolling on August 2nd, 10 a.m., Castor Baptist Church, 2057 Slagle Road in Leesville. It is the Cemetery Homecoming, celebrating 159 years of God's faithfulness. Bring your favorite covered dish and go on out and have some fun. It's going to be a great day, I think.
Oh, and Kurt Isles just makes me excited when I talk to him. He says, I'm going to do some different things. He's going to talk about different families, I think, that are from here. Yeah, and a big family connected to Castor is the Kavanaugh family.
Yes.
There, Eugene Kavanaugh and his mother and his father were some of the past assessors of the parish, and so he's going to bring in the Kavanaughs, which I think will be really interesting, and other families too. And one of the things we used to do when I was little is at some point during this, they would have everybody stand, the families all stand, and so we're going to work that in some way.
All right.
And that's, my family was the Stanleys, and the Gills will be there. The Bray, I think the first pastor was Brother Bray, who brought the first message. So there are a lot of Slagle families, a lot of Vernon Parish families that are represented.
Well, you know what, folks? You need to get connected with your local history. Go on down to Castor Cemetery Homecoming and check it out. 10 a.m. There's so much going on. It's going to be fun. Be sure to check out Castor Cemetery Association on Facebook. And there's going to be a guest speaker, Kurt Isles, music led by none other than Kenny Pollard. No reason to not go. Go out and just have a good day on August 2nd. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me in the studio today.
Well, you're just quite welcome.
All right. Come back anytime. But, you got something?
Well, I just wanted to say about the Facebook page, because it happened to me. Maybe it doesn't happen to other people. But when I first tried to get on there, I got Castor associations from all over the South.
Oh, really?
It must be common. So then I learned that Castor Cemetery Association, if you put Leesville or Vernon Parish, then the right one comes
Then it narrows
right
it down.
And once you start checking it every day and become a follower, then it comes up real top of your list.
All the more reason to give it a follow.
Right.
All right.
And the phone number to call is 337-353-3661. That's Charles Bealer. And he is on the board, and he's kind of chairing the program. Harley Smart is the man that's had it for like 15 years, I think. And before that, it was a Kavanaugh, the family I mentioned, a Charles Kavanaugh, did this homecoming.
All right. Well, hey, Miss Brenda, thanks for stopping by, and come back anytime. Thanks for listening to The Diner. If you like this episode, be sure to like and subscribe to the Today's Country 1057 YouTube channel. Download our smartphone app to take advantage of our live stream, and always keep your radio tuned to Today's Country 1057. I'm Micah Pickering. Thanks for pulling into The Diner.